Just having good crap. Somebody's at the door. So hang on, let's see who it is. I'll get rid of him. All right, hang on.
Hi, how's it going? Do you have a minute? Can I step in?
Jesus, that was a lot. Do I have a minute to step in? I gotta go. There's literally some eager kid here, so hang on. I'll call you back later. Yep.
Thank you. You want this shot?
Sure.
Nice to meet you. My name is Anderson Grant. I'm ITEC 451 LLC.
Okay.
I spoke with Alejandro a few weeks ago. He invited me to come back here today.
Pump the brakes right there. What did he tell you? Because he no longer works for this company.
Oh, is that right?
And there's a lawsuit, so I'm gonna need to know exactly what he told you in case we need to involve you.
Right. So essentially all that transpired was I walked in and I was curious about.
I'm just mentioning, he quit though, 'cause he's retired, so there's no lawsuit.
Right.
What do you got?
So has he filled you in at all?
No, he quit. He's a
Well,
quitter.
right.
Like,
Yeah. So essentially all that we discussed was the possibility about exploring some crane and hoist options, some, preventative maintenance.
Pump the brakes, bud. Pump brakes. What is ITEC 451 LLC? I don't even know what it is.
Right, so we are a dealer for Yale forklifts, Gorbella cranes, crane work cranes. We do pallet rack, shelving, conveyor, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I literally just bought a brand new Toyota forklift, which I
Did you?
love. The thing's great. And I don't need any, we just signed on with Lift Solutions and they seem to be top notch. So, I mean, I'm sorry, Anderson Graham?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, I guess what you bring to my table here.
Right, so Lift Solutions, you have Toyota, do you have any Crown machines in your?
No, I got a Crown Royal, but that's about the only Crown I got.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a great machine. I mean, it works very well, but we also can service that. So we can do service for any brand of forklift, any brand of crane,
Service it.
and they do a pretty good job. I think they're a great company, but we do.
And what are you doing working for, I'm sorry, what was the company again?
ITEC 451.
You work for Lift Solutions.
Well, I really do like where I work, and I think we have great products and services. The people here are great. We do pallet rack, like I said, conveyors. Lift Solutions will not do the cranes that we do. They do some scissor lifts, but we have a wider variety of boom options, actual scissor options, that kind of stuff.
So I honestly, I don't need any of that stuff, really. I mean, we've got brand new racks, we've got, brand new conveyors, we've got everything we need, biggest thing, man. I tell you what, right now I could kill for somebody that could really overhaul my safety division of my company. That's the only thing. But I mean, to be honest, we're gonna look at Fastenal. I mean, Fastenal's got that little stupid, vending machine. That thing's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. You don't have to know anything.
Yep.
So that's worth thinking.
I actually worked there when I was in college, so I'm pretty familiar with that
You
system.
looked familiar.
Yeah.
To a company like that.
Right, yep. Let me pass you this real
I don't
quick.
need it.
This is just a visual of some good stuff. But you did mention safety. It's funny, we just hooked up with a vendor that does these laser lights. And so they'll shine down from the ceiling like a walkway or a stop sign. You can do it bilingual, so it can say I guess.
So your lights are bilingual?
Essentially,
Where are
we
we
can
at in
configure
this
the-
world right
You know
now?
what? Let me actually show you. I've got a video of it. You can hook it up to Alexa and say, Alexa, turn on the lasers.
The hell's
It'll turn
Alexa?
on the Amazon Echo Dot.
I don't buy from Amazon.
So if you
Traditional wholesale only.
I guess I respect that. So this is.
Why are you shaking? You had coffee this morning?
No, I'm not. So you can see how it works. It looks just like a painted or stuck on image. Alexa, turn off the stop sign. Alexa, turn off the crosswalk. And so you can customize it that way.
So do I have to hire you or somebody nearby that's gonna constantly be talking to this Alexa?
No, that's not the only way you can do it. It can be remote controlled. It can have a motion sensor. So you walk through an overhead door and then they turn on like that, whenever you approach. So that's, just another option for safety. And of course, lights are not going to wear down off the floor like a sticker or paint might. So you reduce, replacement costs, possibility of injury, like if someone's bending over trying to pull up a taped line, don't hurt their back doing it, that kind of stuff. So that's always an option as well. We do fall protection with Gorbella. They do hoists and they'll do safety harnesses and the likes. So there's a few options there. I don't know if you had any interest.
Yeah, so how's it gonna fit my business? That's what I wanna know.
And how do
Do
you?
you even know what I do?
I do. Blueprint engines, you're doing, your Ford and GM compatible motors. You do performance engines, that kind of stuff.
I know, I was wondering if you knew.
Yep.
All right, fair enough.
And really, I mean, I would like to be able to get a tour of your facility. That would give me a better idea of
Yeah,
exactly.
but see, the thing is with that, we do a lot of top secret stuff for a lot of top secret places. And we'd have to, get like a blood sample and other stuff before we even be able to do that. So
Well, I guess if it came down to it.
I don't know if we need to do that. So.
Okay.
So obviously I don't need your material handling stuff. The safety stuff's all right, but with the safety stuff, the lights, okay, that's fine. But what about gloves and masks and shoot, with this made up disease we got to get face masks and stuff like. So what about all that?
So we can do partitions as well, like those plastic partitions you can hang, near a station to divide them. Do you already have any of those?
Yeah, we built them ourselves.
You did? Oh, that's pretty cool. We've got, storage lockers to keep things separated, like personal equipment. So
But what about safety glasses, gloves and stuff like that? High vis vests, what about that stuff? Consumables, that's what I'm looking for.
So we can get those. That's not necessarily our bread and butter, but we can definitely stock those for you. We can get them from 3M.
So are they going to be really expensive? Because I can buy them from 3M.
They're going to be our best price. We'll always put our best foot forward for you. I don't know exactly what it'll be off the top of my head.
Biggest thing for me is I want less headaches. I don't want to have to dick around with trying to buy this crap and calling 3 or 4 places. I want to be able to call one guy and go, get me my shit. That's why I like the whole Fastenal nerds with their vending machine, because I don't have to think about it. The only drawback is I don't like that vending machine in the middle of my warehouse, especially when my wind supply friends come over and they see that. And it's like, ugh, I have to explain to them why I'm buying from a lower tier company. It happens, but
Right. We can do customer specific inventory in our facility and then run it over to you as needed.
What kind of delivery? How quick?
Well, we've got on-call technicians. Technically, we operate out of Grand Island, but we're building a facility here in Kearney, so it would be closer in the coming months. But it would really be about an hour's drive to get you all your stuff.
Okay, so from the time I call you and say, hey man, I'm out of safety glasses and I literally can't operate my line because I'm out of them because we're poor planners, how quickly am I going to be able to get them?
Stocked and ready to go?
It's from the time I call you and say, get me 500 sets of safety glasses now.
I couldn't be sure, but I'm confident in saying roughly.
You couldn't be sure, but you're confident in saying.
I can't guarantee anything.
Wow.
But I can be.
That's a way to put it.
There's no guarantees in this world right now. Everybody's seen it, right?
I guess that's an interesting way to put it. I'll say that. So what about, what is there a fee to this? Having you guys run the stuff over besides buying just a product from you?
So what we'd like to do is get you on some sort of a contract, whether that's like a monthly subscription kind of thing or quarterly or yearly, and we just build it in that flat monthly rate.
See, but what I don't like about that is then it's essentially we're getting charged for something that we may or may not be using. I want to get billed for the stuff that we use. In fact, actually what I'd like to do is I'd like consigned inventory. That would even be better to me because then I need it, I go grab it, I use it, and then you guys come at your own leisure and replace it.
Okay.
I want less headaches, less stress. That's what I want.
Right. So we can try and work something out like that. I'd love to be able to maybe sit down over lunch for another meeting with you and we can discuss that. That's something we haven't done before, but we'd be happy to try it out. Kind of build it custom to your needs.
Yeah, I don't know. See, we're doing pretty well right now. I might just stick with buying this stuff on, the eBay or whatever, the Grangers of the world. They do a pretty good job, so they don't really bug me.
And those kind of safety products are not necessarily our forte. That's not what we do specifically, right? So maybe that's kind of the wrong way for me to look at it. But our safety products run more into, anti-collision systems for forklifts, that kind of stuff. This real, system kind of things, right? So proximity detection.
Yeah, definitely need that too. I definitely need that too. I just, if I'm going to go in on something with a safety guy, then I need to be able to cover my whole base. I don't want to buy 60% of this crap from one guy and 40% from another and have to call 2 different places. I want one person to handle all my needs, period, end of story.
That's totally understandable. I totally get it.
But I don't want to be billed for it until actually we need it.
Okay, right. So like I said, we'd be happy to work something out along those lines. We've never done it before, but again, it's definitely a possibility. We can customize this to your needs as much as we can.
Okay, so who else are you selling all this stuff to? I'd like to know.
Our most recent was actually Bayer Crop Science here in Kearney.
Okay.
So we sold them. They were our first customer that bought any of those laser lights that project down walkways. They use it for instead of using pallet rack, they just stack these big black composite totes.
Yep.
And so they laid out a grid with those laser lines that they'll just stack them on. So it's pretty versatile in that sense, but that's how they use them. They also use proximity detection tags. you put a receiver on a forklift, and then you get like a little pocket-sized little tag you put on your person. And
That would help because just 2 weeks ago, one of my guys ran over somebody and murdered him with a forklift.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, no, that's
We didn't tell
that's
anybody.
unfortunate. Yeah, we could definitely get some of those out to you. We'd be happy to do a trial period for that too, if you'd
Okay,
like.
so what's the trial period and how long can I keep it without paying for it?
Well, how long do you want it without paying for it, I guess?
10 years? I mean, I plan on retiring in 10 years. So if I can make this deal, this is a no brainer.
Unfortunately, we can't do that. I'd be happy to give it to you for 2-3 weeks.
2-3 weeks ain't gonna be enough for me to try it out. You gotta be at least probably like 6 months.
Well, how many forklifts do you have right now?
6.
6? Okay, that's good. And how many people roughly do you have walking through your floor at any given time?
100.
100? Okay, so that would be quite a few tags. I don't know if we could do anything over 2-3 weeks. I would have to check with my boss just to make sure I'm not really authorized to make that kind of a call. But
So if you're not authorized to make that call, why am I not talking to the guy who's authorized to make that call?
you know what? I can actually slip you his business card
I
here.
want his business card. I'm talking to you.
Okay, well, he couldn't be here right now, unfortunately. He's pretty tied up with
More important people.
well, he's
All
got
right,
a
I get it.
team.
I get
He's
it.
got
I
kids at home.
get it. We're just a small fish, you know, in a big pond, whatever. I get it.
And that's, I couldn't disagree with you more. You're definitely one of my targets right now. I want to be in here and I want to have your business.
Who else is the targets you got?
Well, I mean, goodness, it's the whole town, really. I want to be able to help as many people as I can. You know, everybody seems to have, you know, problems out the back door right now. So I want.
What kind of problems other people have?
Well, I mean, everybody's struggling with getting, you know, machines here, whether it be a forklift or a scissor lift or a crane or, you know, what have you.
Because they're
Everything's
poor
backed
planners.
up. Everything's back. Nobody could have planned for over a year lead time on some of these things, right?
You know, there's places to get them.
Yeah, I guess so. But when you're looking for a real brand new forklift, I mean, Toyota.
So if I need more forklifts, you're saying that you're less than a year out?
Oh, yeah, we're less than a year out now. Yeah.
So what is
it's
lead
been
time
coming
on a
forward. Well, that depends on the forklift, but my estimation.
Run of the
is
mill,
somewhere-
run of the mill, 5,000
Right,
pounds.
5,000 pound electric, let's say it's gonna be about 30 weeks.
About 30 weeks.
30 weeks is what we're seeing right now. It's significantly slimmer than it was, thank goodness, but this summer we were seeing over a year for some of those brand new trucks.
Gotcha. Well, I wish you sold a crystal ball then, so I could let you know 30 weeks in advance when my, you know, Toyota is gonna crap out on me. So
And is your Toyota, is that propane or electric?
it's propane,
Really? And it's brand new?
brand new.
So,
Much rather do propane.
right.
Don't believe in electrical anything. This whole electric car shit's never gonna take off.
Right, propane is certainly easier to maintain too.
Absolutely.
And switch tanks like,
I don't care about the
you
environment.
know.
You're laughing, but I don't.
Well, that is a perfect lead into what I was about to say. Toyota actually just once more, they had failed emissions tests for their propane forklifts and had their entire 2021 model lineup still in their warehouse. They had not yet shipped them and then they failed again.
Must have been why I got them so cheap.
I guess that could have been. That's insanity that you got that. Very lucky, actually. How's it working for you so far, though? I'm
So far,
assuming it's
so
all,
good.
yeah, brand new truck, shouldn't
Zero
have any
issue.
breakdown. Yeah,
I don't want them.
right. How many trainers, do you have any in-house trainers?
I got a couple in-house trainers. So
You do?
they do pretty well.
Are they up for any recertifications or anything like that?
I mean, they're just the ones that have been working for me for 30 years. They're just kind of unofficial trainers. They don't really, you know, have any certifications or anything. I mean, we're still kind of a small business, you know, under the radar in Kearney, Nebraska. So
Right, so we actually do a train the trainer program as well as just regular operator training.
okay,
So that's an option as well. We could have a guy come in, teach a class, or you guys could come to us if you
what's the
wanted
cost
to.
of that?
Well, that would depend. I would have to see how large the class is first. And then I could talk to our guy. His name's Kevin Meter. He's an OSHA certified forklift trainer. So,
Hey, we don't talk OSHA.
he doesn't work for
I
us.
just told you we killed the guy with the forklift 2 weeks ago. We don't bring up OSHA.
I didn't hear a thing, so. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, that's always an option. We can do that for you. I mean, if you're interested, we'd be happy to host some sort of a class. We do that for cranes as well, cranes, conveyors. that
You
kind of
keep
stuff.
pushing these cranes. I'm telling you, I think we're probably gonna get rid of the cranes altogether. I don't think we need them.
What are you gonna go with in
Strong people.
I guess you're in the right part of the country for that.
That's right.
I'm not quite cut out.
No, I don't know. You know, like I said, Live Solutions has been really good to us on that side of the stuff. So I don't want to really talk cranes. I like the safety aspect that you bring in. I don't mind the training side of things because I recognize that I'm not great with training. So, you know, just something else. What else do you have?
Well, I mean, we've got an insanely deep product line. We do a whole bunch of different variations on shelving too, so we can do compact kind of stuff.
Okay, so on shelving, on pallet rack and everything, do you guys have a service where you come in and set it up?
We do actually. We hire a contracting crew and that's who does it. But yes, it would be through us. You wouldn't have to deal with any of that.
Ballpark, and what's the cost on that?
Again, that would depend on how many bays, and the last time I used them was over a month ago, so their price could have shot up or gone down. Who knows? So I'd have to call and get some sort of a quote. I could do that for you if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. We're looking at getting rid of actually all of our engines and getting into more steel pipe, and I would like racks in my warehouse.
Okay. So another cool thing we can do, we have a ton of variations on pallet rack and shelving, right? So we can do individual rollers that if you've got like let's say a box of parts with screws or bolts or nuts or whatever, it will roll down the conveyor and it'll hit what's called a knuckle. And there will be a plate at the end of that knuckle. So it'll stand up and you can pick right out of that box off of the shelf. And then when it's done, you pull it out, the next one will fall through. And then you're just restocking from the backside. You've got a constant flow of product. And we can do that with pallet rack. We have what's called rollout rack. So it's like a platform that sits on rollers on top of the rack. You pull it out. And that way you're not going to have to lean in and grab something off of the back portion of that.
What about, so I'm looking at racking with my engines and whatnot too. And so I want them to be down as a downward angle. So when I pull off one, the other ones slide back in place. And then conversely, when I go put them up, I can push that back and set them side by side. Can we do that?
Yeah, it's called a pushback rack, actually. So in our discovery
Did you
center,
come up with that name?
No, I didn't, but it fits, doesn't it?
Why did you just take credit for that?
But actually in our discovery center, that's what we call like our big showroom, like it's our living, breathing showroom. It's in our headquarters in Omaha. It shows all that stuff.
So I'd like a tour of that. Can I take a tour of that? Or do I have to go to Grand Island? I don't want to go to Grand Island.
No. We actually can do a virtual tour as well.
I don't want a virtual tour. I think this whole last Zoom crap that we've done, I like people. I like dealing with people.
You could walk in the door during business hours any single day and say, give me a tour of the Discovery Center, and somebody show you around.
Really? Okay, well, we'll see.
Yep. No, it's an excellent tool for us to be able to just show you what's possible, right? There's only so much you can say, and showing you really works better.
So what exactly are you trying to pitch here today? We've talked about a zillion goddamn things here. So all right, what is it that you're actually want to focus on my company for?
Well, you already mentioned safety. You've mentioned rack and shelving solutions. That's something that I'd be happy to get bids on for you. I'd be happy to do train the trainer bids and some install
Excuse me,
stuff.
sir,
Yes.
your next appointment is here.
Okay, I'm just finishing up. You can take the rest of the day off.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I like what you're slinging here. You've come up with a lot of good points. It seems like you know what you're talking about. Why don't you get back to me on a couple of those things in the next couple of days here, and we'll go from there.
Right. Perfect. I've actually got my business card if you want that. Excellent. There's mine. And then here's actually my boss.
Is this a card where you literally took a Sharpie and covered up
That was a printer malfunction.
Is your company so cheap that they don't make real business cards?
That was a printer malfunction, actually.
It's handwritten on the back. Is this the kind of service we're gonna get?
No, it is not. That was a bad printer. That was on our text, unfortunately.
A bad printer, so I gotta ask, is every problem we're gonna have gonna be somebody else's issue?
No, it is not. In fact, I don't plan on having too many problems.
All right, fair enough. Thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.